That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. It's the chug yard. Not opening for you. For some, the night brings terror. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the underyard here working on that mechton of his. The Toxanol Corporation used to run chugger-chuggers out of here, big machines on rails with smokestacks that fouled. They can carry you anywhere you like. Well, anywhere. You're on the right track. Keep your eyes open. Nice shot. Tried all the scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. You've used up all your key energy. Your arm. Bomper Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Let's pocket that. Such a dark night. Let's see. Close encounter. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. It carries so much hate, and its insatiable hunger has only increased over the years since it claimed revenge on your parents. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo encourages that. You should forgive, but never forget. It'll provide some comfort to your soul and keep the memory of lost loved ones in your heart.
Fan that flame!
Wait, no! Bright light blinds! It's dangerous!
I've got all the cold sick burns you need, Dark.
Oh, do you have to insult me over this?
I don't have to, but I want to.
Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mechton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mechton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. That's what he decided to call it after he saw it for the first time. It's big and fluffy. That's accurate enough. If you can see past the blue colour, that is. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. New days always start with hope. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half... That's the leftover you're looking for. Windows to look out at the sky from down here. That's just awful. Watch your step around here. Is your nose bleeding?
Sit up.
He says that's enough to get the mechton functional. He made a suction device so the mechton can use the black tar as an instant refuel. You can also use it to clear oily goo puddles, so you can pass and access hard-to-get-to areas. He's been working on another project for the mechton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, Gizmo thinks he's a little peculiar, but very knowledgeable. He has the ins and outs of all monster and creature whereabouts. The Grease Monkey's mechton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Daytime means the clock to nighttime is ticking. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. A mobile fortress. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to. Curious about what's up there?
Pode ser. Inmo. Diava. Mustakabala no kondunash.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead.
Taremaya.
Claims he goes after the most dangerous game, huge monsters. Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Munteo mastula.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Dakadnio umumwaka.
You might have a steady aim, but
Papa Zulu.
it's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it.
Wuksa u intabadankale.
When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies.
Dakadnio umumwaka.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Over bugbug ad.
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Fear not.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones. He's afraid you're just as stubborn as them.
Khalifaf Cairo.
But enough of that, right?
Khalifaf Cairo.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed. He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output. Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on... Thinks that it all hangs on the tree of life. When it started to fail, everything changed.
Kuali.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Lema.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
Cherry la fia.
There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Vedse Nyavov.
Says you stick to the haunting and shots present themselves later.